Thank you, Sokhna, for accepting my question. Would you mind to introduce yourself, your name, and to which program do you belong at HEC?
Okay, so I am Sokhna, and I am currently completing the Master in Management, so the Grande École program, and I'm in my last year, specializing in digital innovation and acceleration.
Excellent. Can you tell me why did you choose this certificate?
I chose this certificate because it talks about topics that I really gravitate towards, namely impact investing and impact entrepreneurship. I've always believed that entrepreneurs and SMEs are a very important part of the economic activities, and they need the most support that they can get. I was also very curious in knowing if I ever have a project, a social business project or an entrepreneurship project in general, how could it work? Because I was always, it was hard for me to think about joining both the business and the social impact part in a way that could be profitable and sustainable, and I was very curious about learning more. Yeah.
And how would you describe this certificate to another student who doesn't know about it?
I would say the certificate is very, very diverse, and at the same time it has a lot of logical continuity. We start by introducing a lot of concepts and with a broad introduction, and every session is kind of a condensed seminar where a professional coming from social business, impact investing, working for a development agency, consultants, they come and they share their knowledge with us in a very structured and practical way. And we work with a lot of case studies and practical exercises in class, where we have the opportunity to say what we think, what kind of solutions we would like to propose to a business facing those types of challenges. Additionally, we're also working on a field project where every student gets to apply some of the knowledge that we've got from the certificate to a real business to solve problems that they are going through right now. So I think it's very powerful and enabling.
Okay, thank you. What are the most important concepts or skills you learned? Or did any particular course or session stand out for you?
So I have mainly two sessions that stood out to me the most. The one was with Coreis Conseil, and it's for social impact assessment. So how do businesses, associations, NGOs assess in a scientific manner, in a manner that is much less biased, the real impacts that they have had? How does it translate, if it's possible, to economic impact? And I think it was a very scientific and practical manner of looking at impacts, and how it can be very powerful to have those numbers for the associations and companies that can afford it. And the other session that really stood out to me was the one about business in low-income communities that we did with Archipel & Co. Introduced two concepts that I vividly remember. The base of the pyramid, namely people who live with a low income, and one book called The Portfolio of the Poor. So both of those concepts teach us or taught us how to include low-income communities in the economic life, how to consider them not only as recipients of philanthropy, but also as actors, consumers, and partners of businesses. Yeah.
Thank you. Has this program changed the way you think about impact?
The program made impact much more concrete for me, because we hear a lot about companies greenwashing things, or just a lot of companies who are very engaged but not being in it and acting it. It's very difficult from afar to assess what it's really about. So I think this certificate made things much more palpable and concrete for me.
How do you think the knowledge and experiences from this certificate will help you in your future career?
Well, I was already very interested in social businesses and entrepreneurship and investing in general. So I think it only strengthens the conviction that I have towards that path. But it also opened a lot of opportunities, because we meet a lot of professionals and we get to ask them questions about their day-to-day. And so I think it really helped me think about it and project myself into those types of roles.
And this experience change or refine your professional goals?
Excuse me?
Did this experience change or refine, fine-tune, I would say, your professional goals?
This certificate, I won't say it changed, but it gave me more courage towards some projects that I have, so towards some projects that I would like to develop, and meeting all the actors, or a lot of actors of this ecosystem, made things look much more easier and attainable for me. Yeah.
And what's your plan actually, Sokhna? Do you have any des pistes,
Well, for now, I am actively looking for an internship or a job in impact investing.
Okay.
Impact investing. I'm also working on my own entrepreneurial journey. It's a company based in Senegal that is active in digital savings that I'm trying to develop, and we would like it to include people in the most underserved communities and make financial services much more accessible to them. And I have a third project for financing students like me who come from other countries and who are studying in top schools like HEC or other similar schools, and trying to make it a social business.
Would you like to go back to Senegal or stay in France for, in the short term?
Well, I would probably start my career in France for now, since I've already had the opportunity to work in Senegal. I would like to discover the French ecosystem, build a network, build partnerships, and go back to Senegal with all of that knowledge and all of that practical experience to see how I can truly transform some sectors and bring what I've learned to them, and also keep learning in that environment.
Thank you. And so, if you had last question, if you had to describe your experience in 3 words of the certificate, what would it be?
3 words is so little. I don't know if I can describe it in 3 words. Well, one, I would say eye-opening, practical, and lastly, network.
Thank you so much, Sokhna.
Thank you.